Hi guys, today's the 20th of January, sorry, 20th of January, the 17th of January 2020 at 12 minutes past 4 in the afternoon over here in the UK. Quick update to the previous video that I posted with the 11-7 reference in the background, with the two ears representing 11 and 7 in the vine leaves, potentially being January 17th today. You've also got the F off to the side, which could give you a reference to Friday, which obviously today is, and then you've got the 3 leaves, which could give you a reference to 3 p.m. And obviously we've talked about that in connection with the 15 for 3 p.m. in 24-hour format, and how the other connections could link up to that. There's another interpretation that I just want to bring very quickly here. If we're looking at all of these characters here, these 12 characters or these 13 characters as part of a football team, because the apple drops and rolls on the ground across to Obama, so it acts like a football. We could be looking at the LSU Tigers. Obviously there's a tiger reference in this video on the back of the Asian character on the Korean peninsula, with the skeleton grabbing her back. I think I'll just go there. Sorry. So you can see there, the tiger there, the skeleton grabbing the back. We've connected the skeleton to Donald Trump in previous interpretations, and other characters like Abraham Lincoln, which has linked us to the USS Abraham Lincoln, the aircraft carrier. But putting that aside, we could have a connection to, the LSU Tigers, with the tiger reference just here, and the potential death of Donald Trump in association with a shooting. So just going back into the classroom here, if these 12 characters could represent a football team, then this character here, which is a 9th character when you include the girl in the count up to here, give us a 9 and an 11 reference. So 7-11, or potentially January 17th, 9-11, and that could potentially be linked to this football team. More specifically, it could be potentially connected to the 9th character of the football team. I say that because the other interpretation with the Trump character in association with something happening to him is when he turns his head around. We can see potential names on the back of his head. Before I do that though, I just want to point out here, in connection with the hangman broken circuit interpretation, there's also the number 17 potentially encoded there with the letter F as well, potentially Friday 17th. Again, that's today. We've got the signs that he holds up potentially giving us the number 17 as well, the pinky being 1 and the index and the thumb making an upside down 7. The same on the other side. Obviously he's pointing to various different things which we've discussed. Shark potentially linked to the launch of a missile. We've got the burning house, maybe that's connected to Washington, but it's also a burning boat, which could be connected to the USS Abraham Lincoln. It's also a nuclear missile, which could, a nuclear rocket or bomb, which could be potentially linked to the tsunami scenario that we see him act out in his motions as this scene evolves on. But putting that aside, or not putting it aside, just moving on the back of his head, JK Bugout, another watcher, used to do a lot of videos, pointed out a long time ago that on the back of his head there's the name Jose, which is Jose, and that is correct. But I also noted that the name could also be Jesus, because the O can be taken as a U, and over here we have an extra S, so switching the E and the U, you get the name Jesus or Jesus in Spanish. However, going back to JK Bugout's interpretation in association with Jose, Jose is also the first 4 letters of the name Joseph, and it just so happens that the team that is visiting the White House has a player called Joe Burrow, or Joseph Burrow, and he is the 9th character, or the 9th player, number 9 on the team. So I'm just putting this warning out here for potential events potentially unfolding today in association with this football team, the LSU Tigers, visiting the White House, and something maybe potentially happening with Donald Trump, and this 9th character, Joe Burrow. The name Burrow obviously also links to underground And if I think about that, I can also link that to this scene here with the rabbit. Obviously, he's looking at the ninth character. If that's Joe Burrow, rabbits live in burrows, so that could be another connection. So just keep an eye out today. Obviously, there's a lot of emphasis on the 3 p.m. reference, but they're not going to be there till 3 p.m. according to the president's calendar. They're meeting from 11 to 1, 11:1. So they will, if any of these events are going to unfold, it will unfold between that time frame on the East Coast. Obviously, once Donald Trump and the LSU Tigers have separated, that event no longer becomes viable, and the watch for that potential event will fade. But obviously, at 3 p.m., there'll be watches all over the place. Virginia, potentially Virgin here, is having a major gun rally sort of thing on Martin Luther King Day, and there could be the potential for a lot of casualties unfolding there if things spiral out of control. Obviously, the governor of Virginia has issued a state of emergency, so again, we don't know if that state of emergency could very well be linked to this scene as it goes red, and I expect around 3 p.m. those kind of events will, like the gun rally and stuff, will have started to kind of begin. I don't think it's an evening thing. So you guys keep watch, a lot to watch for. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.